first of all, routine. Unless you are a hardcore homeworker or who've run your own business for several years from the kitchen table, it can be very hard to get motivated and to feel that you're actually at work. What might start off as an exciting prospect, rolling out of bed at 10 to 9 in the morning and logging on in your pajamas, isn't sustainable over time. It can lead to lethargy, it can lead to lack of drive, inability to focus, and a loss of confidence. So if your regular working pattern or routine consists of getting up at a certain time, exercising, managing children out of the door, off to their schools, try and keep to that routine. Our bodies and our minds are hardwired to function at their best when we follow patterns. So wake up at the same time every day. It will help your body to establish a rhythm, so it's easier for you to get up in the morning. If you can, do not hit the snooze button. We all do it, but neurologists say that when we do this, what we do every time that we hit the snooze button is we enter a new sleep cycle, which is light and fragmented and can actually leave you feeling more tired. There's more lethargy and it's harder for you to get up and stay focused. If you can, stretch while you are still in bed. The expansiveness of stretching, even while you're lying down, improves blood flow and can actually help you to get a bolt of energy into your bloodstream. Try some visualization. While you're still in bed, before you get out, visualizing a successful and productive day, a happy day, fires up the visual cortex in your brain and helps you to create pathways to achieving what you've already imagined. So we know that athletes use visualization all the time. This helps them to achieve their goals. They see themselves optimizing their bodies and their minds and crossing that finish line to win. So think about having that successful day before you even get up in the morning. It helps. Breathing. So if you can breathe rhythmically while you're still in bed, just counting in for 1 and out for 1, in for 2 and out for 2, just that rhythmic pace breathing really helps to oxygenate ourselves in the morning. Take those deep rhythmic breaths. What that does actually is helps you to feel more awake. It's almost like having a semi-coffee in your system before you get out of bed in the morning. What it's doing is firing up that prefrontal cortex, which is your rational part of your brain that helps you to stay focused and get your tasks done. So breathing is very important. Always shower and get dressed. There is so much scientific evidence out there that proves that what we wear really influences how we perform. So for example, here we have the power of the costume. You can see here that this is what you might describe as a doctor's coat. Well, Adam Galinsky, who's a psychologist at Columbia University Business School, was looking at researching into the power of costume. And he did a scientific study where he took a group of students, didn't tell them what this study was, but he said, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to put on this coat. They all did this, and then he separated the students into 2 separate rooms. In one room, he said, okay guys, put on this white coat. You guys are now all doctors. I would like you to think of yourself as a doctor. Then I'm going to give you some tests, a series of tests to measure your attention and your focus. So, and in the next room, the other students that he had, he said, okay, now this white coat is actually a painter and decorator's coat. So what it's doing is it's going to stop the paint getting on your clothes. So just think of yourself as this painter and decorator, and then I'm going to give you a series of tests to measure your attention and focus. So they were both groups were doing this at exactly the same time. One group thinking of themselves as doctors, one group thinking of themselves as painter and decorators. Well, what happened? After they looked at the results of the tests, those that were wearing the doctor's coat had made 50% fewer errors than those that thought they were wearing the painter and decorator's coat. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a painter and decorator. I'm a creative person myself. I have been an actor for years, and I'm also very much into art. But what he wanted to find out was why this had happened. So he interviewed the students again, and what happened was that those that said they were wearing the doctor's coat had said that they really had to remain focused. Because they felt like doctors, they knew that they had a very small margin of error and they really wanted to get it right. So they were very concentrated. And those that were wearing the painter and decorators quote said, well, I felt a little bit creative. I wasn't that bothered about getting it right. So I probably didn't focus on the task. So what you wear is super important. When I get up, when I am working at home, I always put on business attire. I make sure that, you know, I'm a makeup wearer, so I put on my makeup even if I am not meeting anyone that day, because I know it makes a massive difference to how productive I can be. And actually, here's another top tip. We don't wear shoes in our house, but when I'm making a business call or if I'm doing a webinar, I will put my shoes on because it actually makes me feel that I'm at work. I wouldn't be sitting there with fluffy slippers on if I was in front of people in the office. So really think about trying to help yourself by building that costume around yourself. Okay, environment. We are all living in different types of homes. Some of us are in very small apartments, some in big houses. Your environment is so important. So always try and choose a dedicated workspace, even if that is a corner of your living room or a corner of your bedroom if you're in a studio, but make that the place where you go to work, so that at the end of the day, you can then shut down yourself from that place of work and go and do something else. It really helps to know that this is the place where you're working every day, so that when you turn up, you show up, that is your working day. Keep your space calm and uncluttered. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, but clutter makes me very creative and it's great for me. Well, it is good for some people, but for most people, it creates distraction. So try and keep everything in the right places. Make sure that it's a calm space for you. Close all the other doors in your house if you can. So I live in a house, I have stairs and I have children. And at the moment they're being homeschooled downstairs with my husband in a room down there. So when I come up here to do some work into our spare bedroom, I will close all the doors as I go, because what I don't want is to be distracted by someone else's mess, toys all over the place or towels hanging from the bathroom. Always close your bathroom door. You would not sit outside an open bathroom door when you're at work, so you don't need to do that in your house. Also, sit on a proper chair if you can, a chair that has a back. Back pain and stiffness is the #1 reason people are absent from work around the world. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it at home. I'll do some little posture tips for you a little bit later in this webinar, but start by trying to sit on a proper chair. If you can, invest in a wireless keyboard and a monitor, or at least with your laptop, make sure that your laptop monitor is high enough so that you're avoiding this crouching over way of sitting to avoid that back pain. Try and be kind to yourself, do the right thing for your body, and it will also help with your mental health as well.